Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Zach Clayton, Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care. Today, as you can see, I'm trying to fight through some issues. I know, don't everybody gasp at once. It's something that I unfortunately am running around a little bit with my chicken, like a chicken with my head cut off a little bit. But this is something that quite a few people have to do every day. That is why, for the next couple weeks, we are going to be doing something. For the next approximately 2 months, we're going to be doing some stuff that is a little bit different than what we normally do. We are introducing our brand new mission, and we ask you to come along with us as we work on mental health issues in America. This is not anything new. Everybody knows that there are problems. There are multiple problems. Everybody knows that people are dealing with these every day. And everybody knows that, without your help, there are going to be people who fall through the cracks. We're launching Rediscover the Happy Place. And we ask you to join with us. What we're doing is we're going to be asking anyone who has anything to do with mental health awareness, with mental health recovery, with mental health uh, uh, whatever. If you're in the mental health world, if you have a product, if you have a system that can help people who are who are having some challenges in the mental health world, we're begging you to come and join us. What we're going to do for the next couple of weeks is we're going to be talking to individuals who are battling through difficult times. Every single one knows that each of us has a different. Hey, look at that! I'm getting things fixed almost. That every single one of us has a different way that things go. Every single one of us has knows that each of us has a preference in our own healing. Well, mental health is not any different. Okay, there's not a one size fits all program. There's not one program that's going to work for me that's going to work the same for you. So we're wanting to do something a little bit different. We want to introduce you to people out there who are trying to do things that make a difference. To do this, we ask you to join us. Okay? If you see the QR code over my shoulder, it's my little friend right here. If you scan him or her or it or the or whatever you want to call it, it's going to take you to our form. If you have something that you would like to tell people about that can affect them in a positive way through mental difficulties with mental illness, we invite you to come onto this show and tell us about it. These shows are going to go up to 2 hours a week. This week, it's not going to go nowhere near that long. This week is only 1 hour. We appreciate you joining us. Here in just a couple minutes, I'm going to be sharing an interview I did earlier with a wonderful new partner of ours, Mrs. Alistair Banks. She's going to be talking about this, and this is what we're kind of telling you guys about. She does these wonderful things called gratitude journals. This one's a gratitude journal for children. This one is a gratitude journal for adults. I'm sorry, for teenagers. This one's for adults. There's different styles. There's different things. Each one is built to help people in a very specific way. But it's also a very individualized way because these are also these allow you to tell your own story and really kind of work things out within your inner self. Some of us, this is the best way for us to do this. Some of us, this is the only way that we can do it. Put it down on paper, read it. But if it's not all you need, please, please, please be mindful of that. Our goal for the next 2 months is to start by making a change in somebody's life to give them a hope to where they put down that bottle, that prescription bottle, to where they put down that alcohol bottle, to where they take the gun out of their mouth. Because we're going to introduce them to different ways of doing things. We're going to introduce them to different programs. We're going to introduce them to different organizations from around the world. No matter where you're at, you can be involved with our program. You come in, you tell people what you do, why you are so important, how you can help people out. We want to put as many people in front of as many great people that are out there. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time dealing with words today. Wordsmith today, I am not. So please do forgive me on this. But this does not change the fact that we are trying very, very hard to make a go and make a change for people. We will be talking all day long about all of these great, different people who are doing different things. One of the things that we've got going on is coming up at the end of July 29th, 30th, and 31st. It's called Hope Stock. And Hope Stock's got a very, very wonderful program. And they've got a great sponsor who's going to have a car show. Here's a little bit of information about that.
Hey folks, I'm Chip Wynn with Chip Wynn Motors and Chip Wynn Classic Cars right here in Paducah, Kentucky. Today I want to tell you about something that's near and dear to my heart, Project Die Hard. Now what is that? That is an organization set up to help our veterans who are transitioning from military life back into civilian life and to help them do it in a healthy, good way. We need your support, we need your help, we need your financial help. What we're going to do is the weekend of July 28th, 29th, and 30th, we're going to have a massive celebration and a fundraiser for Project Die Hard. Even Saturday, July the 30th, we are going to have a classic car show. Not only our cars will be in it, but the public will be invited to participate as well. Now is the time to step up and support a really worthy organization. Project Die Hard. Come on and join us.
Hey everybody, my name is Zach Clayton. We're back. I am once again having an issue. I'm trying to search for our interview with our great friend Alistair, but it is not being found right now. So I will keep looking for it here in a minute. One of the other things that we're asking people to do is we're asking them to help us build the memory wall. Because of your loss, we have our mission. The memory wall, the funds that we raise on the memory wall are going to take up two different, it's got two very specific, very needed uses. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to be throwing so much money towards Facebook, towards uh, LinkedIn, towards Twitter, wherever we need to be to get out in front of as many people as we can. We would like to ask you, if you run a page that will share our broadcast, if you would like to take place in this broadcast, please reach out to me. Please. My you can find my email right here at networking@communitypayitforward.us. Once again, that's networking@communitypayitforward.us. All you have to do is go there and say, hey, I have a Facebook page. I would like to share what you're doing with all of our listeners. Can you include us in it? On that day, we're going to send you the link and we're going to get good to go. Right now, on the 15th, and we encourage you to share our show on your page. Every episode we've got, we will give you permission to share these shows on your page. Why? We feel that these messages that we're going to be sharing with people are vital. We feel that these are messages that people, if they hear, it might be what they need to change their mind. Do we know this for a fact? No. Are we going to make a difference? With your help, yeah. Can we do it alone? No. No. Not a chance. All of this is going to accumulate. All of this is going to get together on August 15th, which is a very, very special day to me. Not so much other people, but it is to me. August 15th, 2014 was the day that somebody ran me off the road. That was the day that somebody left me in a ditch. That was the day that somebody came over and shut my motorcycle off. That was the day that somebody left me there because they thought I had died. And don't want to speak for them, but they thought, well, I'd rather leave him in a ditch and get away instead of spending the rest of my life in jail, I guess. Well, we've never found out who that somebody was, but they did change my life on that day. They helped me create Community Pay It Forward. They helped me create Clayton Consulting and Event Planning, the IMpACT channel, Community Helpers, Community Dare to Care. It helped bring all of this to life. It also really showed me how much people coming together can help you. And that's what all of this is about. When we come together, we can make a change in somebody's life. Again, we want to hear your stories. We want to hear what you've experienced. Have you experienced a battle with mental illness? Well, let us know. Please let us know. Let us talk about it. Let us get together. Let us share your story. Let's tell people what happened. Let's tell people how you've overcome these issues. Let us help you maybe get through that last little part. Let's work together on making this something special. Let's work together on taking hard situations and turning them into life-changing situations. Again, is this going to make a huge difference? We don't know.
Hey everybody,
but without your help, hey, Zach, shush over there. Be quiet. I'm talking. But without your help, we know that we cannot succeed. So please, networking@communitypayitforward.us. If you got anything to say that's going to make a difference in somebody's life, if it's going to make a difference in your life, if it's going to make you feel better to tell this story, if it's going to help your mental health to tell this story, please, networking@communitypayitforward.us. Help us rediscover the happy place for you, for others. Help us tell the warning signs. We all know what's going on in the world. We are not going to get into politics. Absolutely not getting into anything political. Why? Because this is not a political problem. As much as you think it is, politics cannot change people's outcomes. It can affect it, but it can't change it. There's not a law in the world that's going to make bad people do good things because they feel obligated to do it, ever. But if we can find the help that they need, if we can show them that there's help out there, if we can show them that there's a way out there, maybe we can help them. Maybe we can turn them to where they can do the good things that they know that everybody's got good in them. Some of us, it takes getting hit on the head to see that good, but it is what it is. But we invite you to please join us every Friday right here on Community IMpACT up until the 12th, and then on August 15th, we are going to rediscover the happy place. We're going to have a round table. Right now, we're hoping to have this round table last 3 hours. And it's going to be a 3-hour podcast. But as many of you know, on February 22nd, I did a 22-hour podcast. I'm not afraid to do another one. If we're talking about what needs to be talked about, if we're making points, if we're helping people, I'll talk as long as we need to talk. Is talking going to change everything? No. We need to put this into action. It's got to get put into action. We need to step up and make sure that we're doing something with what we've learned. But we cannot do anything unless we learn about what's out there. Now, saying that, I'm going to do myself and yourself a favor, and I'm going to shut up for a couple minutes. At least this version of me is. This other me he's going to talk on and on and on and on. He's going to do that interviewing thing that he thinks he does when actually all he does is talk through people. This is an interview I did with the great Alistair Banks, wonderful, wonderful, beautiful partner of ours. We're so proud to have her in the Community Pay It Forward program. Once again, positive, these journals right here is one, the one for the adults, one for teenagers. I love the way that the green, you can see through it. Look at this. You can't see me though. Isn't that spooky? One for the kids. Different ages, different problems. That's one of the things that we're going to be talking about. But this is Mrs. Alistair Banks. Once again, wonderful friend, and she's joined us in our program because she truly believes that her business can mean more. Her business can be more. When it's not only about sales, it's about helping other people. So I am very proud to share this interview with you of a dear friend of mine, Alistair Banks. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat. We will respond. But please enjoy this. Here we go. Hey everybody, my name is Zach Clayton. I'm the founder and president of Community Pay It Forward, Community Dare to Care. Joining me today is a great friend of mine and one of our brand new partners, Alistair Banks. I think that this is a wonderful, wonderful timing of this relationship because Alistair has something that we are concentrating on, finding different aspects of bringing assistance to people with mental health issues. And Alistair, you have programs ranging from authoring Christian fiction novels for young ladies to these wonderful things here, these gratitude journals we've got our ones for kids, our ones for a teenager, and our ones for adults. This is all your wonderful, wonderful handiwork what has inspired you to get into speaking through being an author?
What has truly inspired me into speaking to be an author is just going through various trials and tribulations in my own personal life when it came to coping with my parents' divorce, my brother being diagnosed with Fragile X syndrome when he was a toddler, and also my grandmother struggles with mental health as well. And I've struggled with anxiety and depression and PTSD from my first relationship I had, and also I think just struggling with, like, as a teenager, I struggled with weight and body image and, peer pressure. And I think we all go through a phase in all of our lives where, we face peer pressure and the bully in school who wants to kind of pick at, pick fun at someone when it's, and it's so wrong. And I feel like it kind of narrows down to like the boys' environment, how they're raised, what their parents are teaching them. And so I think the bully gets neglected at home, and we need to kind of let parents know this issue, and it needs to be addressed so that the bully can become a better person.
The gratitude journals. This is a way that you can really kind of keep track of yourself, isn't it? And your own mental health. So that it's a great program to use to make sure that you are in a okay place.
Yeah.
Can you go on ahead and I know that I ask you this question quite often, but I think it's a wonderful answer. And I love for you to be able to go through and really spotlight the great work that you've done on them. But can you explain what a gratitude journal is to some of our listeners and some of our followers who have never heard the term gratitude journal, or maybe they've heard it, they've just never seen one? Can you explain what your gratitude journal does for people?
So my gratitude journal helps people to be at peace. It helps them to recognize some of their daily habits that they do every day, like sleeping habits, like exercising, nourishment, and so forth. And I have an affirmation at the bottom of each page that targets children, teens, and adults, and they can write one thing that they're grateful for each day, which is for teens and adults. And what I get children to do is I get them to write 3 things that they're grateful for, and also write one thing that brings them joy. And in one of the boxes, it says write or draw one thing that made me smile that day. And also at the bottom of the page, it has my mood, and the child can just bubble in how they're feeling that day, whether they're sad, whether they're happy, whether they're indifferent, whether they're feeling extremely happy. So also the child can document what made them feel extremely happy so they can keep that pattern going.
I'm just looking here in the, this is the adult gratitude journal. And on the bottom here, your affirmations. I am a unique child of this universe. These are just feelings that you can read and you can go, you know what, this hasn't been the easiest day, but yeah, I am unique. If somebody kind of brings you down, that's something you can always go back and look at and say, this person may think this about me, but I'm just unique. I'm different than they are. What makes them know what's best for me? Where did you come up with some of these affirmations? Was it your own thoughts, or did other people help you come up with them?
These were just some of my own thoughts, and also just some difficult experiences I've been through in my life when it came to facing fear and isolation, identity crisis, and trust issues when it came to, like, some of my love relationships, like in my early 20s. So I kind of brought those issues to light in a book called The Pursuit of Love and Hope. And I decided to turn some of my negative experiences into a positive. So I made affirmations out of that experience.
We all have difficult time when a relationship falls apart. What made you decide that, you know what, I want to take this difficulty and I want to support people with it? What in your relationships that really made you see this as something that not that you wanted to do, but something that you had to do?
Mm-hmm. I've always, my passion is just helping people, and that's just one of my life's passions, and that's something I enjoy doing. And um, I love, expressing love and teaching others what love means and how to apply that to your life.
These your gratitude journals are available for children, teens, and adults, as we've already discussed. Um, there's no reason why men and women cannot do these, right?
Right. So both genders can do it.
Okay. And we're not trying to put everybody into just those two genders. It's just those are the two genders that pop to my mind right away. So please don't be upset at me that I said that. It's just those are the two genders that pop into my mind. Let's talk a little bit about your wonderful books. Can you tell us about your Christian fiction books for girls?
Yes, so my Christian fiction books are Girl Rise and A Crack in the Happy Weight Code, and my nonfiction poetry book called The Pursuit of Love and Hope. So in Girl Rise, Allie Billings is considered my alter ego. And so Allie kind of goes through the trials and tribulations of life when it came to her parents getting divorced, her brother being diagnosed with Down syndrome, and also just trying to find her way in a small town life. And Allie kind of like takes to the city life versus the country life. And I think it was a struggle for her to mix in the things that she liked into her friendship and her social circle that she surrounded herself with every day, who was into more of the country life versus what she liked. And I feel like it was harder for her to find her way to fit in. But the friends that she did make, that's something she was very grateful for, that they could love and accept her for the things that she enjoyed out of life and the things that interested her. And, Allie also had, daddy issues, and her father struggled with anger and control issues. And that kind of sprawled into her love life and the 4 relationships she had in the book. Her first love was John, and her second love was Mark. The third one was Nick, and the last one was Lee. So John was kind of, Allie's first love. I think it was sort of more of a puppy love relationship. And I felt like Allie was sort of wished that it could have been more. But I think this relationship taught her to love her shape and to love her body, and to not allow someone to project their insecurities about how they feel about their body onto her. And so Allie struggled with an eating disorder because she wanted to feel good enough for John. She wanted to feel pretty. She wanted to feel beautiful. And so with the eating disorder, though the relationship continued on, it didn't last for very long. And so the relationship ended, and they just both went their separate ways. And then Allie met Mark, who was very charismatic, who was charming, who enjoyed the country life. And also he admired some city life things that she liked as well too. But I think Mark kind of struggled with ego and pride issues. And I think that kind of sprawled into some relationship issues and difficulties with them being on the same page, him wanting to invest with her, and that kind of ended there. And then Nick was, Allie's potential spouse, and Nick was kind of considered like a nice narcissist, the wolf in sheep's clothing, like we hear a lot about these days. And Allie addressed this issue, to his parents. So I think it was a wake-up call once they started to see Nick's pattern sort of slowly, gradually progressing the relationship, and it had to be brought to a stop. But I think at the end of the day, Nick was very insecure within himself. He just didn't accept the fact that Allie had, guy friends, and we all have, different friends, so there needs to be that kind of a balance, between interacting with, both genders. So it was just a huge disappointment for Allie because she saw potential marriage qualities in Nick, and Nick needed to seek, out childhood trauma help. And so he did. And though some of the things the therapist did with Nick helped him and some things didn't. And so it was just an ongoing battle for Nick. And that kind of goes into the second book of Nick and his narcissistic behavioral ways. And then Lee and Allie kind of were opposites attract with each other. And so the things that she liked about him were things that she admired. She just loved Lee's free spirit, Lee's love for adventure and being outdoors and just being creative. And Allie was a creative. And so that kind of attracted Allie to Lee. But at the end of the day, the relationship was just more meant to be friends. And so Allie and Lee decided to stay friends at the end of the day.
This is very interesting. You telling us this story is very interesting for me because of this reason. The last couple of days, I've had a couple people ask me when I was going to write a book. My life's not interesting enough to write a book. You said that this is your alter ego. This way you can kind of write a story about yourself, but you can take some liberties and add some interest into it, and you can keep it going by talking about your own experience and giving other people, a little more entertainment, isn't it?
Yes.
How much do you find yourself reliving your past and reliving pain when you write these books?
I think the memories get brought up in my head, but I think I just accept the memories and to just transmute the memories.
Okay. But it is a great way to cope. Yes? What would you tell a little girl who's watching this right now, and they're thinking to themselves, you know what? I love to write. I'm going through some things that I'm not quite sure how to express them. Maybe this is the path that I should go on. What would you tell her? What would you say? This is how you should start.
So what I did for Girl Rise was I wrote the book in chronological order. So I did it year by year of some of the struggles and things that I went through in my own life. And I used Christianity into it because it helped me to heal. And I tied in biblical principles that can help young girls with love and dating and understanding intimacy and trust. And Allie kind of looks up to Andy Stanley as an evangelist and someone that teaches about having healthy love. And he also talks about the right person becoming the right person for someone.
Has this all become very well, let's just say, has this all become something that you depend on for your own sanity, for your own health? Do you feel these books are a growth a growth tool is, I guess, the best way to put it for you?
Yes, I find that each of these books is a growth tool for me and how it helped me to understand my patterns with love and mental health and having a healthy relationship with food and so forth.
Okay. You are already working on the next of the series of these books?
Yes, so I was working on the second book too, Girl Rise, and so Allie gets engaged to Greg Douglas, and they start planning for the wedding, and her friends, all chip in and everything. And Allie continues to be a news reporter with the Greenville News, and her career progresses there. And there's comes a conflict with Nick's friends, Howard's perspective of Allie and how they kind of followed her into the upstate, and they sort of see Allie out of the town, and they start to gossip and they start to to talk about this new life of Allie and whether or not her new life is going to last or not.
Okay. Alistair, you have joined the Community Pay It Forward fundraising, Community Pay It Forward program because you do love to give back to people. Can you explain to people how, when they purchase one of your books, how it's going to work, what you're going to give to somebody else simply by purchasing a book?
Just simply by purchasing a book, being able to help that person with their mental health or self-worth and weight management.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, and I know that you're a very, very busy person. I actually messed up the last time that we were supposed to do this. I was like going, we need to record a video. And you were like, yeah, that's what I'm here for. And I'm like, oh no, I know. So I apologize for that. But there's nothing that makes me happier to have you on. And I really appreciate that you are our first interview on Rediscovering the Happy Place. So you're going to be bringing a huge part to the Community Pay It Forward program. You're also going to be bringing a huge part to helping us rediscover the happy place. If you could tell somebody one thing,
if you might hear like a little bark in the background, I'm taking care of 2 Shih Tzus this weekend, so it's been
well, we'll just say that we've got them. We'll add them to the program as well. So, but if you can tell somebody one thing, give them one bit of advice who's struggling, Allie, what would that be?
What was that again?
If you could give anybody one bit of advice who's struggling and going through something difficult, what would that bit of advice be?
That you are a strong person and that you're not your emotions and that you're not your feelings.
Well, again, we are very, very proud to have Alistair Banks and all of everything that you've got going on. We're very proud to have you as part of our program. Once again, please check out all of the gratitude journals. There's one for the for kids. There's the one for teens. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the one for the adults, and here's the one for teens. I went a little out of order there, but you know, we got the message in. So, Allie, where can people pick up these books?
So they can check out my books on Amazon, and they're also listed on my website at alistairtheauthor.com. And also I offer lesson plans that go along with my children's books, A Colorful Balloon Ride and Lenny the Lizard and His Green Scarf. And so those books are targeted for preschoolers and kindergartners. And as a part of Girl Rise, I'm also offering a Christian-based online course called How to Tackle the 7 Behaviors of Self-Sabotage. And with the course, I help those find alternative ways to cope with fear and shame, bitterness, uncontrolled thoughts, compulsions, hopelessness, and insecurity.
And this isn't going to stop anytime soon, right? You're going to continue to do this as long as people see this as being a way to help themselves?
Yes.
Help you help them? Well, that's great to hear. So again, we're being joined by Alistair Banks. She is one of our brand new Community Pay It Forward family of partners. You can find her. What's your website again?
alistairtheauthor.com.
alistairtheauthor.com. So please go make a purchase, send us your receipt, and then Alistair's going to help the cause that you love, that you support. And this is a chance to where we are going to also be doing a program. Alistair, you and I were talking about this, that every year, Community Pay It Forward, when there's not a plague, every year we do a chili cook-off and a toy drive, trying to get books to toys and stuff to kids in Northern Colorado hospitals. We're going to be pushing these books, okay, especially these two, the kids and the teen. We're really going to be pushing these because what we're going to suggest that you do, if you take and buy one of these books, you take and you open the inside of the page and you write from the Smith family 2, and then you just leave it blank, you can take them to your local hospital and say, hey, when you have a child who's there, who's going through a tough time, can you please give him or her this book? It'll help them get through a very, very difficult time. This is just one of the suggestions that, we came up with because we think it's not, it's very easy to help someone. As we always say, you just have to put a little bit of thought behind it. So please visit alistairtheauthor.com, buy a book, and give it to your local hospital, or send it to us and we'll send it to a Northern Colorado hospital, because this is what we try to do. So we're going to be, Alistair is going to be a huge part of this 2022 chili cook-off and toy drive. And we are so, so, so happy that you're part of everything that we're doing now. So Alistair Banks, everybody, from Community Pay It Forward. She's our new sister. And you can find her under books and authors at www.communitypayitforward.com. Alistair, I want to thank you so very much for everything that you're doing, and welcome to the family.
Yes, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being on here today.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You have a great day.
All right. You have a great day too.
All right. Goodbye.
Hey folks, I'm Chip Wynn. Hey, Chip Wynn Motors and Chip Wynn Classic Cars right here in Paducah. Today I want to tell you about something that's near and dear to my heart. Project Die Hard. Project Die Hard. Now what is that? That is an organization to help our veterans transitioning from military life back into civilian life, and to help them do it in a healthy. We need your support. We need your help. We need your financial. What we're going to do is the weekend of 28th, 29th, and 30th. We're going to have a massive celebration and a fundraiser. Project Die Hard. Saturday, July the 30th, we're going to have a classic show. Not only our cars will be invited to participate as well. Now is the time to step up and support a really worthy organization. Project Die Hard. Come on and join us.
Okay, everybody, it's Zach again. I'm back. We are. That was Alistair Banks. Once again, fantastic interview, fantastic person. Please check out her gratitude journals. 3 different age groups: adult, teenager, child. Very good. Very great way to where you can kind of control how you feel inside. And that's what this whole next couple months are going to be all about. We really want to get to the bottom of a lot of this mental illness issue that we've got. We made a point the other night, and this is something that I need to bring up again, because I do feel this is very important and scary. Anybody who's ever watched any of my shows know that we focus quite often on the veteran suicide. Anybody who watches us knows that we often tell you that there are 37 veterans every day that lose their life, that take their own lives. 57,000 from January 1st to December 31st. That's 1% of America. And 1% of America that raises her right hand, takes the pledge, vows to protect the American way of life. 1%. We've got 99 other percent of America. Imagine what those numbers are. And I'm sorry, we haven't looked them up yet. Suicide rates are at an all-time high. Violence, abuse, self-harm. These are all things that have to do with mental illness. Again, there's not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to this. There's not. Some people, they can be put into a group, and they can talk to each other. They can do a lot of great things by talking to each other. Other people, That's not quite the way that they work. They need to be more of a one-on-one thing. We've got somebody who's going to be coming on that does hypnotherapy. We've got we've got somebody who's going to be joining us here pretty soon that uses water skiing for helping people through mental health. There's so many different things out there. You just listen to Alistair talking about gratitude journals, how she uses these things to get over some of the things that she was going through personally. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be and yes, yeah, you know what, Irene? My son is in Fukuoka, and he talks all the time, you know, about the suicide force. He talks about all the stuff that's going on there in Japan. That, you know, this isn't just an American thing. This is a world thing. You know, this is something that's the reason why we're not going to only focus on America. If you have somebody who can speak to us in your neck of the woods, in your neck of the world, we invite them to join us for the next 2 months as we try to put forth programs, give light to programs around the world where people can save other people's lives. Irene, I would love to learn about that sometime. Maybe you could be one of the perfect guests that we have for this show, maybe if you would like to do that. But I would definitely like to love to learn a little bit more, because as we were just saying, I'm pretty sure that there were probably some people who saw those suicide condos as a positive thing. For Irene, it was not. We need to make sure that it's out there, though, because if somebody sees that as the way that they're going to that they can find help, we want to make sure that it's an option for them. Not everything is going to be an option for everyone. Not every option is going to be popular with a lot of people. Okay, and I'm going to state this right now. Not every option we are going to bring up you're going to believe in. There's options. There's options that I don't believe in. I don't like when they give medication to addicts that get them addicted to a medication. But folks, it works for some people. Some people, it backfires. But we need to make sure that everybody knows what is available. If they aren't aware that there's something that can help them, that they might find helpful, we're doing a disservice to them. Let's bring awareness to this problem. Take that first step. Let's bring awareness to what's going on. But then let's go a little bit further. Let's make sure that we pay attention to what's being said for these next couple months. And I'm not doing this so you all can understand who Zach Clayton is. I don't give a damn if you forget what my name is as soon as this is done. We want to save at least one life every week for the next 2 weeks by talking about ways that they can get through this. Why do I say one life? Because we can't save two until we save one. So let's start with one. Yeah, we hear that a lot, and it's a very sad thing to hear. It truly is. As I said, it's, there's certain things that not everybody's going to agree with, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, I am probably going to be bringing on people who do deal with well, I'm just going to say it, that deal with medical marijuana, CBD products. We're going to talk about it because you know what? Some people find help in that. Some people find relaxation in it. We do not promote it. I do not promote it, but I don't promote medicines to people either. I definitely don't promote putting a gun in your mouth and pulling the trigger. If you find something in the next 2 months on one of these programs that we bring in, if we are able to get Irene on the show, and her story can help you fight through your battle, if you want to tell us, we want to hear it. If you'd rather people not know, we're not going to ask you to tell us. This isn't about us. None of this is about any of us. This is about, if you're not here, we can't learn from you. We can't love you. Let's make sure that you're here. Most of these shows, I'm going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guest host. Thank you. And I really look forward to this. I actually really look forward to talking to you one-on-one. You've been a great friend of the program, and I'm excited to meet you. Irene, I'm going to send you some information after this show, and we can get together, and if we need to record it, we can record it. If you can join us live next week, I'd love you to join us live, however you're more comfortable. But we're going to have a guest host for a lot of these shows. Her name is Rosie Page. She's with she's in the paranormal world. She's had a very, very, very difficult last couple months with a certain side of her family. I'm not going to divulge what's happened, but she contacted me and asked, can we do this mental health thing that we've been talking about? Rosie has training with the reserves. She talks to military individuals who go through these problems. As a female veteran in the military, female service member, she's had to deal with the sexual aspect of it, which is another problematic that leads to the loss of life. Rosie is invaluable to me as a friend, and I think she's going to be invaluable to you as somebody to learn from. But the way I see it, Alistair today was invaluable for what she offered. And what she's offering is writing stuff down. If you're having a bad day, you can write it down. And then the next time you figure out how to defeat it, you can go back in this journal and you can say, now I know next time this comes on how to defeat it. We're going to be bringing on people who are going to tell us what to watch for on ourselves and in others. Again, no politics will be involved. None. This isn't about passing laws. This isn't about passing judgments. This is about saving lives, saving our families, saving our children, which are dying at unbelievable rates. This is about helping each other by working our way through this. When Irene comes on, I think she's going to provide invaluable information just from her own story. And there might be something in this story that clicks in your mind, and you're going to be sitting there and you're going to realize, wait, these are the exact same things I'm feeling. What'd she do? What were the steps she took? Well, I don't like that one, but maybe I can try this one. We're not going to tell anybody, not one person, this is the way that you do things. You're you. You got to figure out how how it's done. We just want you to be aware of what's out there. So starting today, starting right now, the clock is ticking. Every week, every Friday from now on, the show might be an hour, show might be 2 hours until August 15th, which is my 8th birthday. Boy, don't I look like crap for an 8-year-old? I look old, huh? Oh, yeah. It's been a rough 8 years, let me tell you. You know, you don't get this much of a gray beard in 8 years for, an easy life. Just remember that, kids. Yeah, believe it or not, and this is another great point. Irene, this really is. And Nick, this is another great point. We hear a lot of times about how guilt in a lot of religions, they lead to some of this stuff. So this is also something else. But this is one of the things that we can really start telling people about, because this is something that, somebody might not understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling, but this is a way that we can help them work through it. So once again, and Irene, no, you're not. You're beautiful. Leave that alone. I'm old. You're beautiful. You're a wonderful person. So, but we will be working through this. We're going to be working for this. As I said, this is not going to be a punch you in the face until you shut up and sit down and know who Zach Clayton is. I don't give a damn if you ever know my name. This isn't believe it or not, this isn't about the company all that much. This is about helping us build the stand-up centers. The stand-up centers are going to provide, which we already do, providing free clothing, free housewares, free furniture, free toys for kids when they're suffering, when mom and dad need a helping hand, free medical equipment when we have it, free food when we have it. If we've got it, it was donated, you need it, we give it away. We're not a thrift store. I'm not a thrift store. I don't like thrift stores. I don't believe in thrift stores. I know some of them are good, but we've got some out there that aren't. But the stand-up centers are going to add many, many other things that are not involved with all of this. They're going to add wonderful things like computer labs. They're going to add things like a repair center where you can take and you can add fix a bicycle, or fix your somebody who's a little down on their luck right now. They get a leak in their air mattress. It's going to help them. Yeah, that still doesn't make you old. It still makes you a wonderful, beautiful person. So, and I'm not going to even share that one. So just take that. But you fix your tent. Give them a chance to take off some of those dirty old clothing and get some new clothes. We're going to be working with nonprofits from throughout the areas that we're going to be in. Because like the stand-up center, or like we said earlier with saving lives, the stand-up centers are the same way. We cannot build two until we build the first one. We have a goal. It's a steep goal. I'm not going to lie about it. It's a very, very steep goal, but it's an obtainable goal. I think it'll give us a 1-year jump start. I think it'll get us started for 1 year, and I think it'll get us to where we can prove to people this will work. We've got a goal of $750,000. You can help us out by my little friend right here, the QR code, this guy right here. You scan him. You can make a donation as little as $5, as much as you want. And you can buy a brick. You'll see the bricks that are there, these little bricks, to help us build the memory wall. Because of their loss, because of your loss, we have our mission. We will build this wall. Yes, it's a virtual wall. But this wall is going to be, your name is going to be in every stand-up center ever built. Your name will be on communitypayitforward.us. Your name will be on our Facebook page. Your name will be on our LinkedIn page, our Twitter page. Our little friend right here can get you there. Our little friend right here is going to get us there. Again, we cannot do it without you. My name is Zach Clayton. I thank you very much for joining us. Irene, it was great to talk to you today. I love you. Thank you for joining us. Please join me in 1 hour for the Rev. Want a little bit of paranormal fun? He's a whole lot of paranormal fun. Tubby little guy. He's old. By the way, Irene, he's old. Okay. He's not that much older than me, but you know, but he's a lot of super, as Irene said, super fun. But join us right here in an hour for the Rev. We have a great time. He talks about some fun stuff. He's talking about Bigfoot today. So any of you guys who like Bigfoot lore, this is the show for you. Join us for the Rev. Please remember, nobody has to do it alone. When we all come together, we do it together. If you have some clothing, you know some people are struggling with clothing, put it in your car. It's not going to hurt you to give it away. It's not doing you any good in your closet. It's going to help them from the elements. If you have some extra food in your home, put it in an old butter bowl. Hillbilly Tupperware. Put it in that hillbilly Tupperware, heat it up, hand it to somebody on the street who's suffering. Because if they're suffering, we're all suffering. Folks, please love somebody out there because somebody out here loves you. My name is Zach Clayton, 970-909-0751, 970-909-0751. CommunityPayItForward.us is our website, CommunityPayItForward.website. Our little friend here, your best friend for 2 months. Please visit. Please come and join us. Come and meet Irene next week, I hope. So, Irene, I will message you as soon as I'm done here. But thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day. Goodbye. See you next week.